Hi there, Unite for Her community. We are live. I am so excited. Hopefully all of you can see us. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Big help if you are watching, can see us. Pop in a little comment on Facebook. Let us know where you're watching from. Say hello. Just going to give it a minute or two to let everyone get on. But Keith and I, who will be joining me in a second, we are so excited to be here with you this Memorial Day weekend. My name is Cameron Cottrafello. For those who don't know me, I am the Special Events Manager for Unite for Her. And I'm honored and excited to be here with you all to kick off a new campaign for Unite for Her at Home, our Summer Chef Edition. So much fun. We will be coming to you live every week this summer with a new guest chef and welcoming them into your homes to learn from them, engage with them, and just really make it a fun summer of learning some new recipes. And hey there, Sue. Sue is watching. Yay! So good. I love it. Let me see. We've got 18 people watching. Hello, everyone. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful and safe holiday weekend. I think I see Ellen. Hello, so exciting. So good. Well, without further ado, I would like to bring in our first guest chef. We are so excited to have him kick this series off with us. Keith Rudolph has been with Unite for Her really from the kickoff of Harvest 8 years ago, and is willing to go above and beyond and always reaches out and says, how can I help? And this is perfect. He is our first chef. He is the team chef for the Philadelphia Phillies. Welcome, Keith. You are live.
Hey, Cam.
Hey there, Keith.
How's everybody doing out there?
We got a lot of people watching.
Hey, Mom. Hi, Mom.
I know it's fun, right? Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. So fun. So welcome, Keith.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for kicking this off with us. I love, just getting to chat with you. Me to see you in person, but this is definitely second best being virtual with you and getting to learn a really great recipe from you that hopefully all of you will be cooking with all of us. Hey, everyone. Hey, Doug.
Well, I want to thank you and Sue also for always inviting me along for the ride with you guys. I love what you guys do. I love you guys. So to be a part of this is a tremendous honor, and it's great to help out any way I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We love it. And how cool is this for everyone watching? We thought of you too, because Memorial Day weekend, even though we can't watch the Phillies right now, hopefully fingers crossed that we'll get to watch them a little bit later this summer. But we thought baseball Memorial Day weekend kind of goes hand in hand. And who better to be able to ask some questions than the team chef of the Phillies? So what are you making for us today, Keith?
So today we're going to make shrimp and grits. But the way I do it is I add a bunch of different vegetables into it. So we get some nice, good spring vegetable flavors in there, some good health for it. I add only a little bit of cheese into the grits. No dairy. Keep it nice and light and healthy, as healthy as grits can be.
Perfect. Well, that's what's fun too. We always talk about this, and so many of our community that is watching knows our nutritional team, Aaron and Michelle, and that's what we always talk about: healthy upgrades and being able to enjoy the foods that we love, but how we can make them a little healthier. So I'm so excited to get this started with you. I am going to.
Oh, there it is. Big screen.
Bring Keith front and center. What made you choose this dish as you get started?
Well, this is one of the dishes we always do for brunch. So guys, a lot of guys are from the South, so they love the shrimp and grits, their own style. So one of the things we like to do is figure out ways to make old country style foods and make them healthy, make them lighter, so that they can actually go out and play baseball on a hot summer day instead of taking a nap afterwards. So we try to make things lighter and a little fresher. So let me get, can I get the grits going?
Perfect. Get the grits going, please.
So I already have a pot of water going.
Awesome. So good.
Then I'm going to slowly add our grits into it. So I got 4 cups of water going, and then I have 1 cup of the grits.
So good. So
We're gonna pour the grits in slowly. You don't want to dump them all in because they start to clump on you. So to keep them kind of loose, just kind of shake the cup in.
So good. So as Keith is cooking, this is the benefit. We have, direct access right now to the chef of the Phillies. So any questions you have while Keith is cooking, we can see all your comments. Please pop them into the comments on Facebook. Ask away, and Keith will continue to answer and continue to give you tips and let you know how he's cooking. But please ask some questions. I know that one of my questions that not really to do with cooking, but what is one of your favorite memories since you've been working with the Phillies?
Wow. So I guess, other than the obvious, just meeting some great friends and having some really good associates and good memories with just talking from people. But being in the locker room when Bryce Harper hit that walk-off grand slam was easily a highlight. That was a ton of fun. So, unfortunately, we haven't gotten to the playoffs yet since I've been there for the past few years. So I'm hoping, this fall we get that. But in the meantime, that walk-off grand slam was pretty outstanding. It was a lot of fun that entire night.
That's so cool. I'm sure the energy, and what's so neat about you being able to be the chef, Keith, bring that back over one more second. And when you show it to the camera again, I'm kind of blocking a little bit of the screen. So there lift it up a little bit and move it to your right a little. There you go. So good.
I don't know if you can see it, but
there you go. Yep, perfect. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. This is a new technology that we're using too.
And I'm sure we've all Zoomed, so when I go left, it really goes right on the screen.
I know. Oh, Keith, Kyle has a good question. What does the Fanatic like to eat?
I've never seen him eat anything, but I know he steals popcorn from people, so I'm assuming popcorn generally.
Steals it.
I think he still owes my kids some popcorn.
Yeah, and then Lynn just said, and how does the Fanatic eat? Which I guess that is a good follow-up question because, right, he's just so busy causing, a ruckus out in the stands and having fun.
That's an unsolved mystery. We'll leave it unsolved.
I know.
Certain things we're not supposed to know about, right?
I know. I want to show some of these. So, this is so fun. So, look we have some great comments coming in. Doug, our sommelier and wine expert from Harvest. We have some really great comments coming through that we do. We're so, we're really excited to showcase these chefs throughout the summer, and we are loving that Keith is our first chef. So
I'm going to start the shrimp now. So I got a pan with some avocado oil. I'm going to add some onion, diced green pepper, and diced jalapeno.
Yum.
We'll saute them off until they're a little bit softened, and then we'll start adding some more flavors and stuff involved in that.
Perfect. And Keith, Karen, hi Karen. Karen has a great question. Where do you buy grits in the grocery store? Is it by the flour and cornmeal? That's a great question. I'm not sure I would know where to go to buy the grits.
I know there's some yellow cornmeal grits in, I hate saying it, but the health food aisle, they have them. I hate saying health food aisle because I feel like all the other aisles should be called junk food aisles. And
on the perimeters of the grocery store.
The health food aisle should be just the regular food aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're right around the flour, in the baking aisle. That's with the flours.
Perfect. So good. Yeah, thank you. And I noticed you said you're not doing a lot of you're not doing really any dairy in this, and that's usually right. You can.
Oh, you can slop this up with butter and cream, but yeah, you can get all into it, which is pretty much traditional Southern style. Is to slop it up with butter and cream.
Perfect. And hey, Aaron. Aaron wanted to know what are some of the other brunch dishes that you make for the players.
All kinds of flavored pancakes are huge. Actually did one of the videos. We're doing videos on TikTok for the Phillies, where each week we're putting out a new recipe. Was it last week? I think we did the pancakes. We did 3 different pancakes. There was a chocolate, a peanut butter, and a banana one. So those are always big with extra protein. Hash browns are always popular. Just eggs. Guys love eggs. All that nice protein. Guys love eggs. So omelets are huge. I end up spending most of my morning just making omelets.
I love it. Can you show us a little sneak peek into that pan over there?
Get a swoop.
Oh, it looks so good. Love hearing the sizzle. If only there was a way to get the smells through the computer too.
I'm getting great help from my camera person, Kristen Zeller, over here, by the way.
I love it. You know, that's been what's so kind of fun is we're all shifting and adjusting to doing things virtual. It really is like a full household effort a lot of times to get these things off and running. So thank you. Thank you, Kristen. It does take a village. Yeah, and Rosemary, thank you. She said you can also buy grits near the cereal and the oatmeal. So if anyone is looking for that. So great. How do you decide, each game or what you want to cook for that game? Like, do the players come and give you suggestions, or do you map it out for the week?
I try to stay a homestand ahead. So if once the team leaves and goes on the road, I try and put the next homestand together. I do that with knowing a couple of guys where they're from, knowing some of the guys and what they generally eat at a certain time of day. And then working with the nutritionist that we have, Alexa, and then working with the purveyors, Lancaster Farm Fresh, that I know you guys are all very familiar with, them to see what's coming up in the next week. Green Meadow Farms up in a little bit north of Philadelphia, work with them a lot. So just finding out what's coming in. I work with Samuels and Son for seafood, and they just tell me what's coming in.
That's really great. I love too that, right? Oh yeah, let's see.
So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Then I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes that I cut in half. I cut them in half so that they leak out their juice, and it's going to start to make a sauce out of this.
So good. You're making me very hungry. Probably should have planned a little better and ate before this. Making me very hungry because it looks delicious. So
curbside pickup.
What's that? Curbside pickup. Yeah, right. Exactly. I know that that's one of the reasons that we as a Unite for Her team wanted to start doing this with our chefs throughout the summer too, because we have so many incredible community partners in and around our area that support us each and every year at all of our events, especially if August, our Chef and Wine event. So we are so excited throughout the summer to showcase some of them, and a little bit different because some of them, a lot of them are restaurants that hopefully then they'll be able to do a curbside pickup afterwards or the week following. So we're in for a fun treat this whole summer.
Awesome. So now that I'm sweating this down a little bit, I'm going to add some of the vegetables. So I have some corn cut off the cob and some green zucchini. But you can add whatever. You can add broccoli, asparagus, peas, whatever vegetables you have are available. I know all kinds of foods are difficult right now to find, so whatever you like goes in. One thing I would say is the recipe is merely just a suggestion. You can make sure you use the ingredients that you want to use.
So good. And Keith, you're so right. Sue, I love that because I saw that on Instagram. Show everyone the really fun tip that you do with the panhandle.
What do I do?
The fun tip with your spatula. What do you do with the handle of the pan?
Oh, I don't have the right spoon set.
And Deanna, please do. Yes, she's gonna be trying this for dinner tonight.
You mean the hole that's in the handle?
Yeah.
I don't have a spoon that's right for it.
Shoot.
That's where you put your spoons.
I love it. So you get the idea. Head to Keith's Instagram. He's posted a picture. I know I've seen it, but I did not know that either, that you can pop in the spoon into the handle. Oh, we got a little, come on over, we got a little special glass.
It'll hold your spoon right here so that it doesn't drip.
Hi, Mr. Keith.
Here's Nora wanting to say hi. Say hi to me.
What's up, Nora?
All right, say bye. Say have a good Memorial Day weekend.
All right, so we're going to season this up right now. So we're going to add salt, pepper again. And then the secret to any kind of Cajun Creole dish is your spice mix, the Cajun spice mix. I prefer, and I use, it's kind of a traditional one. It's called Tony Chachere's. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. But Tony Chachere's, I think is what it is. It's more of the traditional New Orleans style Cajun seasoning. Other good ones are Paul Prudhomme has a good one, or you can try and make one up on your own, but I just prefer theirs. It's most of the New Orleans recipes has that, so I just roll with that one. And then use at your own discretion.
Yeah, I do. Like, look at some of these comments. I mean, it transcends the screen. It looks so good. We have yum. This looks amazing. I love this one from Deanna that I said earlier that I think I'll be trying this for dinner tonight. And please, anyone that cooks this, if you're cooking along with Keith right now, or if you try this tonight or later this weekend, please take pictures of your final product, of the final dish. Tag Keith, tag Unite for Her. We want to see your renditions of this recipe. So please share with us on social media your final dish too.
Yeah, one of the rules I always have when I share a recipe with somebody calls me or texts me for a recipe, I always say I need a picture. I need a final picture. Need to make sure I got you right.
Exactly right. Like that's the one rule. Keith is sharing this recipe with us today for the one rule that you have to try and make it yourself and post and share your final product.
All right. So unfortunately, we don't have Wonka vision, so you can't smell this or taste it, but it smells great.
You didn't mention the pudding.
Oh, and then the missing ingredient I put in tomato sauce.
Awesome.
And then once that starts coming together, I've been kind of stirring the grits as we go. That way they stay nice and fluid, that they don't get clumpy, they don't get too thick. I like a nice runny grits. So now that our shrimp sauce is starting to take shape, I'll taste it, make sure the seasoning's okay. I want more Cajun seasoning because that's me.
Okay, and I have to share this because this is why whenever we're with Doug. So Doug said, for those that want a wine match based on the chef's recipe, and Doug does this for us, which we love. And I text Doug randomly.
Doug is the man. Doug, thank you for joining us.
He said I would go with a Viognier. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The acid levels cut through the spice and balance it out well, which I love. Thank you, Doug, for sharing that with us. And yes, Sarah, the recipe is actually posted. We will post it again on our social media, but the recipe is posted on uniteforher.org on our blog post.
So now we're going to add our shrimp. Doesn't matter what size. I don't like those real little ones. I don't like those little ones, so I try and get they're called about 21 to 25 per pound. Then we'll just drop them right in. Get them all in there.
Looks amazing.
Maybe we should have brought a bigger pot, but
that's the fun of live. I get live TV or live social media.
That's right. Yeah. Facebooking.
Hey, Christy. She
No,
said, what's that, Keith?
10, 15 minutes for the shrimp to finish. In the meantime, I can finish the grits. So I'm going to add some aged cheddar.
Sorry.
No, that was
It's
fun.
great. You're doing, Kristen. This is great camera work. Thank you.
You should see, I'm at a really
She's the
strange
best.
angle right now, so apologize for the shakiness.
We need a behind the scenes shot of you probably standing on a chair, holding this over.
In his way.
Yeah. Keith,
Teamwork.
go ahead. What did you just add in there? I cut you off. I'm sorry.
A little bit of extra water just to thin it out a little bit.
Okay.
don't want it to be clumpy and I don't want it to be thick.
And then did you leave the shrimp tails on? Karen wanted to know.
Yes, I leave the shrimp tails on because when they're not on, they just shrivel up. So when they keep the tails on, it just keeps its shape and size a little bit better. You can definitely take them off. That's, the diner's responsibility to not ingest the tails, I guess, at this point.
And then were the shrimp, are they peeled?
Yes, they're peeled.
Okay, peeled, but with the tails on. Cool.
Peeled, got the little vein out of the middle part. And then I leave the tails on, like I said, so they don't shrivel up. They're already shrimps.
They don't shrimp.
They already have a bad name.
This looks so good. And everyone looks amazing.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're just waiting on the shrimp now to cook, so it'll be a few minutes for that.
So good. Does anyone have any other questions for Keith? Keith, tell me as we're waiting for that, you have such a great history with Unite for Her. I'd love for you to share with anyone that isn't familiar with you or know you, how you became connected with Unite for Her, and just all the fun we've had over the past really 8 years with this awesome partnership.
Yeah, so I guess I met Sue at one of the wellness days when I was the chef over at Terrain in Glen Mills. So, we got to host one of your wellness days there. So I ended up talking to Sue for a long time, it seemed like. I had just found out that one of my aunts at that time had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I was overthrown with emotions and questions, and she stood and talked to me for an extremely long time away from her wellness day. And, that just meant the world to me. She really eased me and answered a lot of my questions. And we all know how loving Sue is. So that was my introduction to Sue. And I was hooked from that point. One of the other things I love about Unite for Her is you guys help the actual women that have cancer and are sick instead of just raising money for the cure or research. I've always been wary of those sort of things in my own personal head of mine that I just never know where that money goes. I feel like just sending money off to somebody for research. I don't know. I always question that. So to know that whatever gets donated is going to the actual person was mind blowing to me. So I've just gotten to know you and Sue and Doug and everybody else and Karen and now Aaron and just everybody over there. And you guys are just amazing people. So you continue to inspire me. So yeah, you're hooked with me.
Oh, well.
Not going anywhere.
Well, you're stuck with us too. I mean, that's like I said, that's why it's a great partnership, and you hit that nail on the head. Like, you feel the impact of when you donate. I see some of our women that are joining us and watching, and that's where that money goes. And so you're so right. And we are just honored that we have had such a fun, and meaningful partnership with so many different things. Last year at Harvest, Keith and the Phillies, you guys were a live auction item. You brought the Philly Fanatic in.
The Fanatic showed up. That was crazy.
That was so much fun. And, Keith then hosts an incredible dinner in the Phillies dugout, or Phillies clubhouse, I'm sorry, for the winners of the auction item from Harvest. So you always just go above and beyond to give back to Unite for Her. And we're so honored. So thank you.
Hopefully we get to do that again, because
I know.
I know there's a winner out there who's waiting, and obviously we're all still waiting. So
yes.
I think his name's Michael. We got you. It's okay. I haven't forgotten you.
I know there's a lot of fun things that we have on the horizon to look forward to. So,
yeah.
And you're right. And I'm going to show this comment that Nina said too. How everyone has their own unique, special, and personal story connecting them to Unite for Her, and it all comes back to that common thread of the community and of our women. So I love that. You're right. Hey, Nina. Nina's our Wellness Day manager. I'm sure many of you have met her and had the chance to see her. She is wonderful. So hi there, Nina. Karen said, for the recipe posted, I love this, great question. For the recipe posted, how many non-baseball players can be served? So what is the serving size of this recipe?
For normal people?
Yeah, for non-baseball players. I love that, how she worded that.
Let's see. I'm coming out to, you can probably get about 8 to 12 people.
That is good. That is good.
My angle's okay.
Yeah.
So good. So what are you going to show us now?
I'm just chopping up some herbs right now that will finish the dish with. So I got some parsley and basil. Scallions are good. Cilantro is okay for it. Not the best, but it's okay for it too.
I did see too, I kind of keep seeing the numbers continue to go up of people who are watching. So just if anyone is just joining us, hello and welcome to our first edition of the Summer Chef Edition. And we are here with the Philadelphia Phillies team chef, Keith Rudolph. So if you're just joining us, he is showcasing a shrimp and grits recipe that is coming to the finish line. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we're almost there.
It's so great. And just, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend so far. Thank you for taking some time and being with us. Looks delicious, Keith.
Like I said, I wish you had Wonka vision.
I know. That's the next thing we have to figure out, how we get that to come through.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can just do this in person next time.
I hope so too. I definitely hope so too.
Tell me what you want me to.
So Karen wanted to know what we could use, if someone could use in place of the grits for this.
Rice is perfect.
Rice. Is there, Karen, is there a specific, is there a restriction that you're that's why you're asking, but definitely let us know. Rice, let's see if she follows up with that, if there was a kind of reasoning behind that question too.
Rice is great. Anything that's going to absorb some of the sauce is great. That's what makes grits so perfect. It's corn based, so and you're cooking with water, so it's pretty. There's really not much wrong with it, so it can just really absorb this sauce. So that's another thing. Rice is good. You can use potatoes. That would be fine.
Awesome.
So I think we're about done here.
I need a little drum roll.
Sorry, that was our National Lampoon's
Yeah.
drum roll. So we locked the cat in the basement, and this cat is going crazy right now.
I know. It's always
I don't know if you can hear
everything else in the house. Keith, Sue wanted to know if non-dairy, when you added the cheese into the grits, what what could you substitute? Or Aaron said, could you use nutritional yeast in place of the cheese?
You can definitely use nutritional yeast instead.
Okay. Is there anything else too, or is that really the best?
You can use cauliflower. You can use, grate up some cauliflower and add that into it, or use nothing. I mean, it still has a nice corn flavor. You can even, I could have added corn into the actual mix.
Okay.
I think I have that on the recipe where you just add corn into that corn mix just to give it the actual natural sweetness of corn.
Awesome. And then how long do you cook the shrimp? Michelle's curious, without them tasting like rubber.
About 8 to 10 minutes, something like that.
Is there is there something, a visual that that they're done, but they're not overcooked?
Once you can see the shape of them.
Oh, that looks so good.
They shrink, and then you see they're white now, as opposed to that raw shrimp translucent type color. Once they turn white, they're good to go. And also, you need to remember that they're still hot and they're in a sauce, so you want to kind of turn it off before they're done cooking, like right when they're done cooking. So there's that carryover part. And that's where they get rubbery, is a lot of that carryover cooking, as well as them sitting around. Like I'm gonna serve this now to Kristen. She's gonna get them now. They're not gonna be overcooked, but if they sit here and they're waiting for salad and they're waiting for something, they'll end up getting a little rubbery. So the quicker you can go with it, the better off.
Awesome. I know, Kristen, right? All that hard work behind the camera pays off.
It does.
Karen Lynn said quinoa would be a good substitution for the grits
There you go.
too, right?
There you go. All those grains, arrow would be pretty good.
It looks amazing. Everyone's saying this. Aaron just said this looks so good.
So that's what I think the vegetables add such a great dimension to such a a dish that's like so known as like a fattening, greasy spoon kind of dish. So adding these vegetables makes it just pop. It just brings it to life.
And it is. It's so colorful. We always talk about that. Aaron talks about that. Sue, getting your plate really full of so many colors. And it does. With all those vegetables added in there, it's so vibrant. It looks delicious.
Then I'll finish it with the herbs. So I got the parsley. For basil, I like to just kind of rip it at the last second. That way it doesn't brown up or bruise. You can also use a pair of scissors to cut it.
And you're right. Sue just said this, it feeds so many, 8 to 10 people. And what would you roughly guess? Like, how much did you spend on this for groceries? It's such a great price point for a family, or just to feed multiple.
The shrimp is the only thing that costs money. The rest is, a couple dollars for zucchini, some ears of corn. The tomatoes are not expensive anymore. So yeah, and grits are definitely dirt cheap. It's like $5 for a couple pounds of it, which I barely used a couple ounces of it. So yeah, it's definitely economical.
That's awesome, because I know that's so important right now too, and having stuff that it makes so many. So
So there's 2 pretty big portions, and then there's still
a lot left
in the pot. So
I love leftovers. So that's my favorite, when there's a lot left, because then you like have it to look forward to. Like, that was so delicious and I get to eat it again tomorrow. So I love it. So this has been wonderful. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for also doing this with us this first week and testing this new Summer Chef Edition out with us. Looks delicious. Hi there, Kristen.
Hi. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It does. I know you're like, I just want to dig in. It looks so good. So thank you. Does anyone have any last minute questions for Keith about the dish, about the Phillies, about Keith?
Well, I'll speak up real quick, and that is, I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Sue, for having me. This is, it's always a lot of fun doing things with you guys. So it's just another notch on the belt for what we do.
It is. It's so good. And yeah, Kyle wants to know if you need a taste tester. So you better jump in the car and head there. Doug, how best to reheat this without making the shrimp bouncy? I like that word, Doug, bouncy.
Very great word to describe.
I'm gonna zoom us back both up here, but yeah.
To store it, just put it back in like a Tupperware or something, get it cold, and then to reheat it, just put whatever you need in a saute pan, flip it around a few times. It's really quick.
Perfect. And Patty, someone else had asked that question, and it is a great question. For those that can't eat grains, a substitution for grits. So I know that we had popped a few in there earlier, but so for those who can't eat grains, what is the substitution for the grits again for Patty?
As far as not eating like rice and quinoa and all.
Yeah, if they're not able to eat the grains,
even just roasted potatoes are great. Roasted potatoes have good absorption. Might sound weird, but a pasta might even be halfway decent.
Oh yeah, with that kind of tomato base and the shrimp, absolutely. So
if you take the Cajun spice out of it, it's like an Italian dish at that point. So you just do it that way.
So good.
Yeah,
thank you. Go ahead, Keith. Sorry.
I was saying it's pretty versatile with it making it what you want it to be, what you need it to be. And like I said, the recipe is just a suggestion. Add broccoli, asparagus, what have you.
Right, make it your own. So it's so good. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Cauliflower rice, that would totally work. And I love cauliflower rice.
Definitely. I just saw that too. Definitely true.
Yeah, great suggestion. So, there you go, Keith. I love it. It's so good. Thank you to everyone who joined Keith and I on this kickoff. It's been a pleasure being with all of you on this Saturday. Like I mentioned earlier, if you cook this, your rendition of this, please take a picture, tag Unite for Her, tag Keith in it. He wants to see it. Take that picture and share it with us. And make sure you watch Facebook and our social media channels this coming week, so you can find out who the chef for next weekend will be. We will be with you every weekend. with a different chef. And next weekend, a little teaser is they are a staple in the Westchester and Malvern area. So you're in for a really special treat for the chef for next week. Watch our Facebook account and social media channels to find out more. Thank you, Keith. It was such a pleasure being with you this Saturday. Thank you to all who watched. And
Thank you, guys.
everyone has a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely. Happy Memorial Day. Remember why we celebrate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And go Phils once that happens.
Hopefully soon.
I know. All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, Keith. Bye, Kristen.
Bye.